Did we get the link?
Yes, I got the link.
Okay, let me see.
Give me the link.
All right, I'll post it into the.
Oh, we're live. Hello, people. Or
text
no
chat
people,
here.
probably.
There, it is in the group chat.
Sweet.
Indie Team Up podcast.
I don't see the link.
Oh, it's in the Google, the Hangout chat.
Okay.
All right, tweeting it out. Ooh, I forgot a hashtag. Let's do the hashtags. You think they get mad if I use Indie Dev Hour too?
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm going for it. I'll apologize to Slater myself if I have to.
I always use his hashtag, even though he doesn't like it sometimes. But
All right. Okay, we should be good.
yeah.
Welcome everyone to the Indie Team Up podcast, episode 9. The Indie Team Up podcast is a development blog for our games and the projects that we are working on, as well as a variety of other topics related to indie game development. So,
other things that we enjoy.
Yeah, other things we enjoy that are mostly related to indie game development. Although, sometimes we go off on tangents. But anyways. So welcome everybody. This week we have our usual suspects. I am Carl Gilbertson. We have Colleen Wilson with us, Justin Hammond, Sean Dupre, and we are also joined this week with a special guest, Vera Lackmaker. So welcome, Vera.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good night.
Yes, Vera's joining us from the Netherlands. So it is 10 p.m. our time right now, and it is 7 a.m. in the Netherlands. So we're using the internet to create magic here.
Ooh.
So yeah, welcome everyone. So let's kick things off the usual way and talk about what the projects we're working on at the moment. And I figured we would start with Justin and Sean because, you guys have some pretty big news. So take it away.
Yeah, we released the beta, everyone. It's finally up.
That's at indieteamup.com for those who may not know what we're talking about.
Yep. We actually we released it silently earlier this week. We wanted to get some example usage and find some bugs before everybody started hopping on. But I'm really stoked to see everybody jumping on and already start to collaborate. And it's pretty inspirational. So I hope it gets better.
Cool.
Yeah.
I joined up earlier in the week here, and you guys did an awesome job with it. I think it's super easy to use. Nice. It looks nice, and I think it's a definite valuable resource for indie devs looking for other people to work with on their projects. So if you're looking for people, go check it out. I've already had people message me trying to connect and stuff, and so yeah, it's definitely cool, and you should all go check it out.
And if you have suggestions, when you log in, there's a feedback link up top. We're always checking that. So if you have an idea for what the app should be, if you see a bug, anything, just throw some feedback, and we definitely take that stuff into consideration.
For incorporating it into Indie Team Up 2.0, the productioning.
The productioning.
Yeah, so it's just good to see a lot of people have been joining up already, and we're already on our second page of users, and we just launched officially today, so that's good. And we even are in talks with an individual about incorporating with their site, their pretty popular site. Once we get more info on that, we'll probably fill everyone in, but it's very early stages on that, so we're very excited.
That sounds exciting. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Anything else on the IndieTeamUp.com front that you guys want to share, or just for everyone to go sign up?
Go.
Yeah,
see.
just I mean, we just launched, so there's not a lot new right now other than us launching. So I think that covers it pretty well.
But there are people on the site, so if
Yep.
you are interested in checking it out, you know, it's not a ghost town. There are people there, and go check it out and connect with some folks.
Yeah, in order for it to populate, we need people.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, once you get enough people on the site with enough different and diverse projects kind of moving through, it starts to become a lot more organic, and the idea of indie team up can really thrive. Once there's probably like 4 times the amount of people on the site, we'll start to see that in motion.
Yeah, and I think it's good too that, you know, the hashtag has been going for a good long while now. So you know, you guys have kind of an in there to, you know, try to reach out to those people that are obviously in the market for this, right? So, you know, they reach out through the hashtag to the people that are already looking for people and say, you know, try this site because it's basically this but even better.
Yeah,
Exactly.
well, I mean, actually, literally, the site was the site was literally developed because of the hashtag. So if you use the hashtag, you should definitely be using the site because it was built specifically for those people. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right on. So yeah, if that's good for you guys, it's good for me, and you know, we'll obviously keep talking about it as the weeks go on. Vera, do you want to let us know what you're working on with your projects, whether it's game related or other projects? It's cool. There's no strict guidelines here, so yeah, just let us know.
All right. Well, 3 weeks ago I started a radio thing called Beta Wave Radio, which you guys are featured on every Friday, which is very cool. I'm very happy to listen to it. So thank you again for letting me host you guys. And it's going pretty well. Getting more artists who are like, yeah, give me just stream my music. Got my podcast. Our live show is also pretty full. 3 weeks for the next 3 weeks on Wednesday. I got guests and I got them lined up. And I got I'm getting some media attention as well, so that's cool. We got more. In the first 3 weeks, we got more than 1,000 hits on our website, so that's cool.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
All right.
And yeah, I mean, it's growing. It's great to see. I got a co-host. I got Nelson from Video Games in the Bible, that supports me from South Korea every Wednesday. So he stays up at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. every Wednesday to co-host me, and that's really, really cool. He's very, very fun. And yeah, I mean, that's great. And what else do I do? I'm busy with my master thesis, which is kind of game related, but more. I finally have to be a historian at some point. And what am I doing more? I'm helping a lot of devs with creative ideas. I'm trying to set up my own company. Which will be a game consulting company. It sounds very fancy, which it isn't actually. I'm still working on my point-and-click adventure script. And
cool.
I was busy with journalism, but that all got timed up with my little radio project. So yeah.
Well, it's a very cool radio project, and I, for one, am very proud to say that I, you know, am on a radio station at some point. That's pretty cool. And yeah, it's awesome that like nowadays you can just, you know, like I listen to a lot of podcasts, and like I'm just starting to check out this Beta Wave Radio stuff. But the stuff I have listened to has been really cool, so I think I'll definitely be listening to some more. And you know, it's just awesome that these days you can basically pick and choose the media that you want. So I can literally spend my whole week pretty much just listening to stuff about gaming and indie game development and, you know, podcasts that are interesting to me. And I don't really have to, you know, listen to the actual radio that's playing pop music, because that's usually garbage. And then, and I don't have to watch the news that's always talking about, horrendous things happening or squirrels riding surfboards.
But those squirrels.
Yeah. Well, that's the good thing is, though, that you get all those GIFs on Twitter anyway, so, you don't miss too much.
Oh, Twitter, yes.
Yeah, I just want to say that I really, I think it's a great idea, and eventually you'll have it so full that people will just be on waiting lists and stuff.
Yeah.
I actually have a waiting list.
Well, there you go. Awesome.
I got a podcast lined up, great ideas and stuff, and I wish I could do this full time so that I can make it a real radio station with real news and stuff. I mean, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, figure out how to monetize it. If it's something that people really want, there's non-intrusive ways that you can make a living doing that. And if it's something you're passionate about, and like I said, people want it, go for it.
Totally.
No
If you ever decide to do a Kickstarter or a Patreon or something, let us know and we'll
Throw money at you.
we'll throw money at you, and we'll also drop it on the podcast. Because we're
I
so
actually
famous.
started a Patreon. Nobody knows about it. I'm not promoting it. No, it's it's just my Twitter handle, patreon.com/vlakmaker, which is a funny story as well. Just because I'm doing this for the funds, and I'm very proud of what we're doing. And yeah, I hope to make a living with what I do, so I'm not begging for money, I'm not asking, but if you like what I do, you can just go to the site and you can throw money at me, but I'm not. And yeah, I just started the opportunity to maybe gather some resources and do stuff. I mean, it would be awesome to do indeed the stuff I have imagined. I'm just very glad that I got Nelson for Video Games the Bible, and that I got Noxie now, Noxie from Noxie.com, who wants to help, and a friend of mine. So cool. I'm very happy.
Fantastic. Well, everybody, go give her money on her Patreon. She deserves it.
Yeah, we'll put those links in the description and everything. Everyone can get those.
Link it in the show notes, and everyone will be able to find it easy peasy.
Cool.
Cool. So maybe we'll start off on our next. I'm going to make this a weekly segment for a while. It's going to be called the Colleen and Ajari's Kickstarter segment. So, Colleen, you want to tell us how the Kickstarter is going and things related to Red Cobra?
Yeah, I'm going to admit it's not going that well, but it seems to be that really I can't even think of the name. Kickstarter is doing very well either. We've actually looked trying to find a good Kickstarter that was possibly successful, and we have not seen any except for one that was almost a month ago. They got like 78,000 or something like that. But since then, zero.
Well, that sucks.
I don't know.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but there was one that was successful today. And I only want to say because I pledged money to it, and my pledge was the one that put them over the top, and they succeeded. I've never done that before.
Well, that's okay.
But it was a small one. They were only asking for 5,000, so those smaller ones I feel like have I don't want to say an easy time of getting pledged, but I feel like it's easier to raise a small amount of money than a large amount. I mean, just because you're asking for so much less. But
yeah.
So
it may be the one that I'm thinking of. I'm not really sure. But
well, it was $5,000. So
yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
But,
I think. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to totally be Captain Obvious because I'm sure you guys are already working on all this stuff, but it's just like I don't know. I've never done it, so I'm also like, just kind of speaking based on what I've observed and not what I've actually gone through. But it's just Kickstarters. They seem like it's just a lot of grinding to get as much press as you can possibly get in a month, basically, right?
Unfortunately, the press is full with other things right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
There's a
True.
lot
There
of
you
new
go.
games coming out as well right now, or very soon, especially for the holidays.
Yeah, so, yeah, like people are saving up for some big games. Like I know I'm waiting on the new Far Cry.
Yeah, that's
And,
gonna be awesome.
Yeah, we're heading into Christmas time, aren't we? Almost.
I'm almost ashamed to say this. I'm actually excited about the new Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at
I
it.
was surprised when I was looking at the game. It's like they started out really good with the series, and then it went downhill really quick, because there's money there. But it looks like they're actually trying to revamp it with this one. Don't know if that's true. Don't know if it will be. Yeah, like just breaking the mold.
I think I'm going to sit it out until you guys tell me it's awesome. If you guys come through and say that it's amazing, then I'll probably pick it up. But I wasn't planning on it, just because, I don't know. I don't have anything against Call of Duty, really, other than the fact that, I have played a bunch of them, and they all seem kind of similar. And, I'm just a little over it for temporarily.
That's how they all are, but this one does. We'll see. It could just be hype. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is that, I think me and most people don't play Call of Duty for the story. Like the campaign is an afterthought.
I think that's what it's become. For
so
sure.
if the multiplayer is slick enough gameplay wise, and it's got this will be the first Call of Duty on next gen, right? It might be worth picking up. I'm not against it, so let's just have to see how it goes.
Well, this one's been under development for several years. Like if I remember right, Call of Duty Ghosts started development after this one and finished before it.
Wow.
So like they've been spending a lot of time really trying to get this one done very well. So
yeah, because now they have 3 developers working on it, right? On the franchise, right? They have
like 3 companies. You mean?
Really?
Yeah. They have Treyarch, obviously.
Yeah, Treyarch, I think, is one of
Infinity
them.
Ward or whatever. It's still
Yep.
called Infinity Ward, right? Like it's not the same
I don't-
company it
I
used to
don't
be,
even
but I
follow
think it's
them
still Infinity Ward. Anyways, and now they have Sledgehammer working on it too. So the games are now going to get at least a 3-year development cycle. So the quality could get up there a little bit more.
Yeah, this one I feel like they are trying a lot harder with the story, since all the trailers primarily show story-related elements. I think they're really trying to show that, hey, we are trying to put an effort in that. And you know what? That's great. Like, they've made some good games, but they've gone down. I wouldn't say they've gone downhill in terms of the quality has dropped. I think that it's been very repetitive.
Yeah,
It's
got
felt very
boring.
cookie cutter, and I think that's what most people's complaint is with the series. And if they're trying to change things, I mean, good on them. At least they're finally listening,
Yeah.
But
I played.
we'll see.
They just look too repetitive to me. I don't know.
They kind of are that. Like I played Modern Warfare 2. Then I played Black Ops. I like Black Ops. I'm actually one of those. I think I might be in the minority on this one. I like the Treyarch ones better than the Infinity Ward ones. Then I didn't play Modern Warfare 3. I played Black Ops 2, which I really liked. I played that one for a long time, and since then, I just, I figured that, looking at the new ones coming out, nothing has been enough to make me go, I need it, like, I'm over here thinking, I'll just play Black Ops 2 if I feel like playing Call of Duty, like, I don't care, whatever. But, So anyways, that's that. In terms of what I've been working on with my game, I have been making a little bit more progress than the last couple of weeks where, my productivity was, pretty low. But I am still working on some freelance web design projects, so I haven't had a ton of time to work on the game, but I have gotten something done. One thing that I was kind of pretty stoked about actually is I got the particle effects for that, my second puzzle, totally finished.
With the bucket one?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, like I said in a couple of podcasts ago, I have to have a system, like I have to have 1, 2, 3, 4 particle effects to make that puzzle work. I need to have a particle effect of the water shooting out of the like the bamboo tube that goes into the bucket. Then I have to have a particle effect for when you hit the spout on the bucket to empty it out some. And then I have a particle effect for when the bucket is empty and you try to empty it more, it just drips a little bit to be like, okay, there's nothing else in here. And then when the bucket is full, I need a particle effect, or I need an effect anyways that shows that, you know, water's running off the edge. And I tried doing it with particle system, and it looked like crap. So I had to basically I made a cylinder, like an invisible cylinder, and have a texture animate on it that looks like water falling off the edge. And I'm still using Unity free, so it doesn't support animated textures out of the get-go, out of the gate. So I had to do it myself, but the good news is that that's a problem that a lot of people have dealt with in Unity free. Yeah. So it was not hard to find, you know, a really simple and you know, pretty well optimized solution for, you know, loading in these textures and animating them. So I got that done, and I was kind of impressed because like I did all the textures. There's like 32 of them. I did in Photoshop, and then I just brought them in, and like I animated it in Photoshop, and then exported the layers to files, and then brought it into Unity, and it looks really good. Even I didn't have to go back from Unity to Photoshop and tweak anything. It just it looked pretty good right from the get-go, animated on the cylinder. So I can just leave it like it is, and yeah, I'm done that part now. So
sweet.
I have one tiny little thing to do left. I have to. The puzzle works essentially. Like you can start to finish, go in there and solve it. I just have to, like, when you meet the win conditions, I have to, you know, open it up so you can get the stone out of it. Basically, that's all I have left. And then on to the next puzzle.
Seems like a lot more work than people realize, I think, even to do just one puzzle.
Yeah, I think, and one thing that I've really been finding, I don't know, it's not really that big of a surprise, but just the time it takes to texture something is huge. Like, yeah, like if you want to do a 3D model, that, you know, it's one thing, and then you do the model, and then now you got to unwrap it, which is a giant pain in the ass, and then you have to, once it's unwrapped, you have to texture it, and that takes a lot of time if you want it to look good. So yeah, definitely slows things down, but it's unavoidable if you want your game to look good.
Yeah, if anyone can create some kind of like actually really good UV unwrapping tool that actually works, that would be amazing. So anyone out there, you know.
I've heard that the UV unwrapping tools in 3ds Max are a little bit better than average, but I haven't personally used them. I'm still in Blender, and yeah, it's not great. It's kind of like, it could be worse, but it's definitely a chore.
Yeah, there used to be some tool I used to use back in 2000, 2001 for the old 3D Studio Max. I think it was ported to other things, but I don't know. I can't remember the name, and it probably died off. But I liked it better than the old 3D or the current 3D Studio Max stuff right now.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I'll try searching for it, and I'll let you know if I find anything.
So you do use 3ds Studio Max?
Yes, I have. I think I started with 3D Studio Max 6 or 5.
Oh yeah. Do you use Blender at all?
I've never used that before, no.
Okay. I was just wondering if maybe you could give us your impressions on the comparison between the two in terms of UV unwrapping, but...
Oh, I can try that sometime, and I'll let you know.
Cool. Right on. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm making progress. It is a little bit slow going, as usual, but I'm back at it now. So, yeah, we'll wrap this puzzle up this week for show, and then we'll move on.
Cool.
That's a promise. We'll hold you to it.
All right, sounds good. You guys all like,
Better have it at my next podcast.
right? Or you guys like drag me behind a vehicle or something. You'll drive up to Canada, hook me up to a vehicle, and then drive back down to the States.
Wow.
All right, so moving on to our other topics, other indie dev-related topics. So just looking at the schedule here, one thing I wanted to bring up that I think was kind of interesting news this week is that Unity's CEO resigned.
I saw that.
Or he stepped down, anyways.
A little bit
He left.
scared.
Yeah, and John Riticello, formerly of Electronic Arts, is taking over at Unity.
I just want to put one thing out there about that, because I know there's a lot of people that are scared and some people that are like, no, give him a chance. But if we look at the years that, I don't know how to pronounce it, Riticello, John Riticello, however you pronounce his last name. If you look at the years he was at EA and compare that to the years that everyone, like when everyone started talking bad about EA and how horrible of the company they are, and when they got all those Golden Poo awards, and then didn't think that they were a big deal, and even on social networks mocked that they got them until they realized that, oh, this is actually a big deal. Like, he was the CEO during those times. Now, I don't know why he left. I don't know what the exact reasoning was of that. And I don't know, like...
So he was the CEO during the bad times?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes
I think that's why a lot of people are kind of scared. I think some people aren't necessarily informed about that, and they're just scared because they're like, oh, CEO of EA. But it gets a little scary when you realize he was the CEO during the bad years. Not that they've necessarily gotten much better, but...
Yeah, I don't know that they're really out of the bad years. But,
no, I know, but
it's just kind of like a continuation of the bad years.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's EA. Yeah, I'm in that boat. I didn't really know the deal about when he was not the CEO, and I do realize that, he is not EA personified, but he was in a position of power.
Yeah,
but
very, very, very much in a position of power. So
yeah, so I loathe EA, like loathe them. I don't buy any of their games. I don't have an Origin account. I will not buy EA games, period. Except for when I can find them in a bargain bin somewhere, which means that when Mass Effect 4 comes out, I'm going to have to wait months before I am going to be morally okay with buying that game.
Wow.
Because that is the only one that I really care about. Like, Battlefield I know is pretty alright when it works, but other than that, EA games, I don't really care other than Mass Effect.
I got the Mass Effect Trilogy for free due to several botched deals and issues with EA. when they try to make up by throwing games at you,
Yeah.
That's how I've gotten all 3 of the Mass Effect games.
Yeah. And EA, man. Like, even if you just look at the last 12 months, like SimCity and launch, and
that was one of the botched ones where they threw games at their customers.
Yep.
And that's how I got Mass Effect 3.
Yeah. I can't believe that, man. I don't play
either of them either.
Such a disaster. And then they're like, okay, we're very sorry, like, this is really bad. And then they turn around and do Battlefield 4. Like, have you learned nothing? Have you learned nothing? They didn't even... It's the same shit all over again.
What happened to Battlefield 4?
Everything. EA.
From what I have heard, it has been basically unplayable in a lot of situations.
Like I said, like every EA game ever.
Dude, like, just look back to your Bad Company 2 days and make a game as good as that. Stop trying to codify it.
I think, like, I don't even know. Like, it seems like it's mostly like a multiplayer infrastructure problem, if I'm kind of reading it correctly. Anyways, like the SimCity launch was really bad because it was always online, right? They had that always online DRM, and the servers were not up to snuff.
Your single-player game has to be always online. It's not DRM. That's how it was designed.
Yeah, and then
As
6 months later they took it out.
Yeah, as developers left the company and said, no, it was not designed. It was definitely thrown in last minute.
Wow.
And then 6 months later they take out the always online portion of the single player. Yeah.
I didn't even get to play a single game in that.
No, I the first couple days I sat there just trying to connect because I was so excited for it. I think me and Sean even for a while sat together trying to play, and we never got in. And then I think like a week later I picked it up and I was playing, and I obviously still had to connect, and it kept dying and disconnecting from the server mid game. So I was like, yep, and I haven't tried it again since. It's just
just garbage.
My beef about them is they always try to buy everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And at first I was like, hey, cool, at least I got Mass Effect 3 out of it. Haven't played Mass Effect 3 either.
Yeah, to some extent, like I'm okay with companies getting funded, even by EA. Like if there's a studio that's making something good, the people who are going to innovate are the small teams. Not necessarily being purchased by a larger company is going to change that vision.
Sometimes.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, is when they
sometimes.
try to make decisions and that company that's funding them is like, nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sort of depends
That's the
on
issue.
how they get acquired or
Yeah.
how they get funded, right? Because sometimes the founders will just jump ship, take a bucket of money and run, and then it doesn't really matter because that company basically is the larger company at that point. But sometimes they stick around, and sometimes they're autonomous. There was actually a example of that just recently, although I can't remember what it is right now, but where a smaller tech company did get bought out by a larger one, but they're staying on. Actually, you know what I think it was? Now that this is going to seem totally silly that I couldn't remember it, but I think Oculus Rift. They're all
Facebook.
Yeah, they're bought by Facebook, which you know how that makes me feel, but they're all still working on it kind of on their own. So
Is Carmack still there?
as far as I know, he is.
Just
Although
something.
God, that's
Did you guys
depressing.
ever hear what
Carmack works
happened
for
with
Facebook now.
the
Think about
lawsuit between Oculus and ZeniMax? Did you guys hear what happened with that?
Mm-mm.
No. Are they going to
No.
make an Oculus Rift version of Elder Scrolls?
No, well,
Fallout.
technically, ZeniMax owned ID, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Carmack worked at ID.
Oh, yeah, and they
And
tried to say that, yeah.
Yeah, they tried to say that he was working on Oculus and he took code with him and tech to Oculus that was technically ZeniMax's property. And I don't know whatever happened to that. Maybe it's not even done yet, but
No, well, I don't know, if it continued to or is still in court or if it even made it that far, but he, through social media, essentially proved that, no, he didn't take it.
yeah.
Wow.
Although I remember a lot of people being like, why is this dude tweeting about shit when he's in the middle of a lawsuit? He should probably let the lawyers handle that and then tweet afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I kind of think you can't really tell Carmack nothing.
He's gonna
Like, how could you? Like he's
Yeah.
dev god.
He's a genius. We're all just ants to him, man.
He's based game dev.
Yeah, like, what was it? Someone saying, like, they follow him on Twitter and don't even understand, like, 90% of the things that he posts. Yeah, he's speaking English, but you'd never know it. Anyways, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it is sketchy. John Riticello running Unity. And the other thing that this is going to lead into our next topic here, there were some rumors over the last week that Unity was shopping around for
Over the
a
past couple
buyer,
months, actually.
Oh God.
and they shut it down. I can't remember who it was there, but somebody went on. They had a thread on their forums talking about, you
Yep.
know, are they going to sell, or are they not? And one of the execs, anyways, went on the forum, was like, no, it's not happening. You know, we're doing really well, and so that attracts people that want to buy us. But right now, we think that, you know, we're better off on our own, and we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. And so that
He actually posted something that was pretty vague, and if you really read it, it basically says we're not currently in the middle of a deal, but it doesn't really outright say that we're not entertaining thoughts of it. So, but
No,
I mean, it was. I guess
If you have
okay here.
If you have that link handy, Justin, I'll throw it in the show notes after we're
It's not
done here.
use a website in their forums, but
Okay. So yeah, so this rumor came out that they were going to be bought up by somebody, and then they tried to, you know, downplay it or shut it down or whatever. And then this news that John Rudicello bought them came out like 2 days after that. And I'm like, okay, well, they weren't up for sale before, and now they have a new CAO that is not known for running the most scrupulous company on the planet. So maybe all that is totally moot now, and we'll see what happens. But
just don't change Unity. Unity, God, it was years ago. Justin and I were looking for an engine to use.
They've been my favorite company for years.
It's like the dream system.
It's totally fast, is. Yeah.
It compiles to everything, and it's easy to use. And
the asset pipeline is so amazing.
Don't change that.
That was the first game engine I ever used that you could just like you could have an image, like a texture on something, have it all plugged in and up in your game, and then you'd be like, oh, I need to make a tweak to it. Let me just edit the actual image file, save, and not do any other thing. Press play in the game engine, and it's already there and updated. And not just images, but you know, models in Blender, and oh, guess what? It just reads like everything, even Blender files and everything. You don't have to export to anything special, and just an animation file. Yep, that'll just, you know, go right in there, and you don't have to make any changes to it. It was so amazing. But
that totally blew my mind when I first started using Unity seriously and trying to bring in some models from Blender. That, yeah, like you say, there's no.
It felt like it was designed by game designers, not like at one specific company, but people who had used a variety of different things and knew what it was like to try to make games on the cheap, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
If they change that, I'm gonna be really sad. It's gonna be a huge blow to the indie dev community, I think. Game devs.
Well, it's getting to the point now where there's at least options. I personally feel like Unity's still the best option, but there are other options, you know. CryEngine is looking pretty good. Obviously, Unreal 4, that engine is looking amazing.
I've looked at CryEngine and I was really interested in it because it looks awesome, but you can only use shooters unless you get the hacked one that people talk about. That kind of killed it.
You can only do what?
You can only create shooters with it. Supposedly there's an option. There's one going around that they killed that part, but
that seems weird.
Yeah, I don't think you can only make. I think it's more open than that. I think that maybe some people. I don't know. I've definitely seen games that are not shooters. I'll have to.
I mean, maybe yeah. I mean, a lot of stuff uses CryEngine. I mean, maybe their example projects all start off with shooters. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I actually have not really looked into CryEngine. I did look at Unreal Engine, and I'm not really C++ guy. So I mean, I'm at the point now where I think I could probably kind of pick it up as I go at a rate fast enough that I could accomplish something eventually.
I don't think it's not. I don't
Oh,
think
you
it's
know what?
difficult, but I've never used any other language, so I don't know.
Yeah, I actually just remembered a game that a current game that uses CryEngine and is not a shooter. Archage, the MMO.
Oh yeah, it does
It
use
uses
CryEngine, doesn't it?
CryEngine. Yep.
Also, does the latest Sonic the Hedgehog is made with CryEngine.
Well, no, I was just saying that like I knew there were games out there that are not shooters that definitely use CryEngine. So,
Yeah. Well, I got to dig this up because people are telling me it's a
I think
shooter.
that what it is because it was originally developed for shooters that there's a whole lot of stuff like that's just built in that for making shooters.
Yeah, probably tons of like sample code and
Yeah.
documentation for shooters, and maybe a little bit light on everything else.
Yeah, but you can absolutely make game like non-shooters with it. So
Yeah. So
here's my issue with a lot of the engines other than Unity, and this goes back to like before Unity really got popular. Even is most game engines basically like if you want to make a game, like you either had to be making a game just like whatever that engine was originally designed to make, or you just used it for its the graphics engine, and everything else you basically custom coded anyways. Whereas Unity really opened up, and it was like Unity wasn't designed to make a game with. It was designed to be a game engine that you can make anything with. So it wasn't really geared towards any one thing. Like how CryEngine was geared towards first-person shooters.
yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, this whole Unity stuff from the last week got me kind of thinking of like, if something does happen, what am I going to do about it? At this stage, I'm not going to do anything about it until my game is done. I'm definitely not going to switch engines right now. But for the next project or whatever, I was thinking, maybe I would give, Unreal Engine another shot.
I think you should.
It's like I said, C++ is not my language of choice, but it's probably one I wouldn't mind learning, and I could probably pick it up at this point. Whereas a couple of years ago, it was a lot more intimidating to me. That said, the other little tidbit I've stumbled across that maybe you've seen on Twitter or not is the guys that do Mono and Xamarin have made a version of Mono that works for Unreal Engine. So you can now use. It's not like official. It's not like an official thing right now. It's kind of they just put it out either. I think it was today or yesterday, and you have to have a specific version of Unreal Engine to use it. You have to download it and compile it from source. But yeah, you can use Mono with Unreal Engine and write C# and F# code. So that seems pretty cool, and I'll definitely be keeping an eye on
People use F#?
I don't know. I know lots of people use C# though, so and lots of people love it. So I think that's the big one, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely a big fan of C++, but because of Unity, I've grown pretty fond of C#. So
Which one do you like better?
Pretty nice.
Which one do you like better?
Oh, C++, in my opinion, is the best language there is. I mean, that's definitely an opinion, and
It's
there
kind of like
are cases to every.
programming languages are just
That's my favorite language.
so much opinion, right?
Yeah.
There's people that are always going to be, and there's so many like holy wars over this garbage too, right? But the way I see it, and I mean I haven't really used C++, but I kind of see it as like the Swiss Army knife, right? Like you can basically do anything with it. It can run super fast, and you can use it for anything, and it almost runs on anything. And yeah.
Our engine was running 5,000 frames a second.
I think me and Sean have had, in the early stages of game development, stuff with C++, have had things running like 15,000 frames per second. And this is years ago, so it's not even like on older computers. Not old, but
now We're talking
Computers that weren't
rendering a single image to the center of a screen, game engine type stuff.
Yeah, but you
But it
really do
was
that with something like Java. You're
Right.
like you just run a blank screen in Java. You're not going to get 15,000 frames a second. So
Yeah, I highly doubt that. That would not happen.
I got about five grand in Java is my best for that one image test.
which is respectable.
It's not bad.
You know what I saw actually the other week is it was a thread on the Unity forums about a guy who's working on a game for mobile, and he's a serious pro, and he was getting like it was a full scene with all his meshes. It's a fully textured, fully lit, and it was like I think it was up near about 1,800 or 2,000 frames a second.
Wow.
Like
Cut
just
those corners.
How do you even get something that fast on mobile? Period. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it was running like in the simulator, right? Like in Unity. So I don't know. Like
Uh-oh.
I think
no,
though
yeah,
that
that-
mobile
that-
it was still running quite well. But what was it? Oh yeah, I can't remember now. It was like one of these Unity like rendering asset things. Let me see if I can look it up.
It's pretty crazy though. That's
Because he got it down to like 1 or 2 draw calls for the whole scene. It was absolutely ridiculous.
for those vertices.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just it was crazy. But the guy's obviously a pro.
It's pretty amazing, you know, when you start using your actual graphics card hardware, and you go through the process of if you're using OpenGL.
Everything in shaders.
Yeah, or put everything in shaders.
Everything in
It's
shaders.
crazy how fast that hardware acceleration really is.
And parallelize everything that's on your graphics card. And
Oh,
you
yeah,
get
yeah.
amazing speed gains. Because graphics cards are built for stuff that's parallelized. Small tasks that you have to do a lot. Which is
Yeah.
why anyone making a voxel engine
Such as Justin.
learn how to use, or just learn how to do everything in shaders. And I don't just mean graphical shaders, I mean like compute shaders. You know, like everything. Just throw it all in the shaders. Anything that you're iterating on thousands or even millions of times should be done in a shader, because I mean,
The
that's
graphics
so
Shader
are
all
much
the
sharing with
things.
it. Huh?
Shader all the things.
Yeah, shader all the things, and you'll be happy with your performance.
Have you played our game, Carl? Is that where that comes from?
I was just thinking of that. You know that meme with the little blonde-haired thing with the pink shirt? All the things.
Yes.
Oh,
we
yeah.
actually have a game called Kill All the Things. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh.
pretty.
It's like it's an old like space shmup thing we built in HTML5 JavaScript years
It's really
ago.
fun. But and we're thinking about rebuilding it. It's been a
Well,
topic.
I'd say not just rebuilding it, but more like a sequel slash
Yeah,
reimagining.
number 2. I would love to do that. Just something like the first game was built to have just over the top particles and enemies, and I will take that to the next level.
Our options menu has a bar for volume and a bar for particles.
Nice.
So you can just crank it up so like one guy dies and it's just your whole screen's like rainbows of particles.
So
How is HTML5? You can't do any 3D type stuff, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, absolutely you can. WebGL.
yeah, WebGL.
You can
Yeah,
tie- you can tie right into
that's
the
what
graphics.
Unity. If I remember correctly, that's what Unity's trying to push their web player towards, is just using HTML5 and WebGL.
Yeah, that's on the roadmap for I think Unity 5. They're working on it anyways. I don't even know if they'll get it into Unity 5, but
What's great with HTML5, you have WebGL, which is using actual GLSL code or a variant of it. I think it's actually was it GLES or ESG? I can't remember what it's called. It's basically the mobile version of OpenGL shader language, and it uses that or a variant of it. So you get your great 3D graphics with it or power with it, and Then you can use web workers for your if you're doing like multiplayer, so you can get great speed for your networking. And you also have what's called web workers, which is sort of like multi-threading in JavaScript, which is a big drawback that a lot of people have had with like JavaScript and HTML5 game development. Is like, oh well, you can't do any multi-threading. With
I never
with
even
web
thought about
workers,
that.
you can now, and well, not now. It's been out for a while, but you can, and HTML5. There's a lot of potential there. So, and I think it shows with all the HTML5 games that are out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential for sure. So I guess we should move into our what we're playing this week segment. Vera, do you want to start us off? I feel bad. We've been kind of yammering about engines for a long time. And...
Oh, don't worry. I mean, it's interesting. I just don't know a lot about engines. What I have been playing, I hardly have the time to play, actually. I've been playing point-and-click adventures.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That's a favorite genre of mine, so...
Same. I have been playing Golden Wake, designed by Grundislav Studios and published by Walted Eyes Games. And it's pretty solid, pretty decent, apart from the ending. I really dislike the sudden ending of some point-and-click adventures. Don't know if you guys know about it, and...
Well, send us the link and we'll put it in the show notes, and then we'll all check it out, and we can suggest everyone else watching and listening can check it out as well. So yeah.
Nice, I will do. And I've been playing nothing. It's been boring. I've been watching streams lately, and I've been working.
Are there any
streams
streams you would recommend?
Streams that I can recommend. I basically watch a friend of mine called Nobble87, which does WoW streams, and he's just a funny guy, and the community is great. So I've been basically doing that. Furthermore, no, I actually I just started my way into Twitch, so I don't know yet.
I always feel like such a creeper when I go on Twitch. Like,
I know.
you know?
It's
especially when you get
Twitter,
especially when you get one of those channels and there's only like 2 or 3 other viewers.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, I'll go in there and it's like someone that just posted their link on Twitter and they're talking about what game they're playing, and I'm like, oh, that might be interesting to check out. And I will go in there and there's like 2 other people and it's someone I don't know really.
yeah.
And I'm like,
And they're like, who's this
sorry.
guy?
Yeah. Like, you know that GIF of Homer when he like backs into the hedge? That's me.
Or another Simpsons one where Homer's dad he walks into, I think it was like Moe's, like the pub. He walks in and he's kind of like just strolling and whistling, and he turns aside and puts his hat onto the coat rack and kind of walks in a circle and turns around and grabs his hat and walks right back out. He's like, I'm done.
Exactly.
I can't even do it. I want to do it for art, but I don't know. Can you even do art kind of stuff there? Like, art.
Yeah, you can. You can. That's a great thing about Twitch. You can actually. You can just get OBS and just say, okay, I want to stream this screen. And then you can do artwork.
I have to do that when I have more than 2 gigs of RAM. And,
I think, like, I'm not even, like... I have no artistic talent or anything, but just like every now and then I see like people like do YouTube videos of just kind of like just them drawing or painting something, and it's just watching someone create something I think is great. So I think you'll get a decent amount of people wanting to see that.
Hopefully it's not too boring, but yeah, there's some people interested in seeing art tutorials and stuff.
Yeah,
that, I do.
Yeah. As someone who has bought a big old pile of conceptart.org DVDs over the years, I would say it's definitely useful to watch people making art. So, go for it.
Yes, pop in some nice music and just do it. I mean, it's great. Even I'm going to stream soon. Next Thursday, actually, I'm going to do a horror game, and I don't like streaming.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I don't do
Halloween.
horror games. No, sir.
Me neither, but I'm just putting a webcam and I'll just play a point and click adventure. And I'll just be and people.
And then you'll be PewDiePie and make millions.
Yeah, there you go. You'll make $4 million US a year or whatever ridiculous amount PewDiePie makes.
Oh my god.
I actually think he's funny though. Honestly, like I don't know. I don't watch it that much, but now and then I'll watch
I've
it.
only seen a handful of his videos, but
I don't think I could take it a whole bunch, but in small doses, I think he's funny.
yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. Speaking of horror games and streaming, what is this? What's the thing for Xbox One that's like a sandboxy thing? Is it called Project Spark or something like that?
Yeah. Project Spark.
No, that's for the PS4, right? Project Spark, or not?
That was what?
Project Spark.
The one I'm thinking for is definitely Xbox One. I might have the name wrong though. Let me just.
Oh man.
Did you finish
it's
recording?
Oh yeah,
Never
Project
mind.
Spark for the Xbox One. This is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
So, anyways, someone used Project Spark to make a copy of or a very similar game to PT.
Mhm.
And yeah, playable trailer, that Silent Hill thing that Colleen was doing.
Silent Halls.
Oh.
Yeah, Silent Halls, that's right. So they made basically because this PT I don't think is out for Xbox One. I think it's only PS4.
It's called.
So-
It's actually called PT. That's not like a nickname.
Well, yeah, it's called
It's just like
Playable
a
Teaser.
demo. It's just their demo name.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
not
like
the
a
actual
demo.
name of the game.
But yeah, they call it PT. It's weird. Anyways, someone made a version of this. Like they're like, if we can't get PT on Xbox One, I'm going to make my own version in Project Spark. So they did, and it actually looked pretty decent. I watched a trailer of it today on YouTube, and it was funny though because in the trailer, instead of like using an actual reaction like footage of actual people playing the game, they went and got like that footage of Nicolas Cage of like going, "Ah, ah." Honestly, it was pretty hilarious. Like, and they put on the bottom, "This is an actor." Like, obviously, but you know, like that's what made it funny, and it was so ridiculous that it was awesome. So, which I think was intentional, obviously. And I'll have to go grab the link for that too and post that up because I think you'd find it funny. Anyways, what we've been playing. What have you guys been playing?
Skyrim. I started a new life.
A new life.
Years ago. And I've been lost. I'm actually going to beat the game. I'm gonna.
Vanilla Skyrim, mod free, by the way.
Mod free. I'm gonna beat the game once and for all. I've got like
And we're
170
bypassing
hours in
as
it. But,
many side quests as we can.
oh, I haven't even done one.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
doing.
you're just doing the main stuff?
Yeah, well, just for the first playthrough, because me and Sean have put probably hundreds of hours into Skyrim, and neither of us have ever beat the main storyline.
I've never even gotten more than like 2 steps into the main story quest. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how many times where I've even I've had several playthroughs where I forgot to even get to the first dragon in Whiterun, where dragons start spawning. I've played games where I've put 20, 30 hours, and I'm like, where are all the dragons? I'm like, oh yeah, I probably got to progress the main storyline more than steps.
Yeah, I'm totally with you guys on that. In my Skyrim playthrough, I have it for 360, but no dragons at all. I don't got time for that. I just want to do all the other stuff. Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
So I got too
That's
far.
the magic of those games. Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
I got too far in the story, and everything was way too powerful. So now I have to go do the side quest to level up.
Oh yeah. That's the other fun thing about it too, is that you go and you do all the side quests, and then the main quest line is super easy because you can just like basically one-shot everybody.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Sean. Like I in games I usually like to do like the stealthy type rogue character, you know, and which generally those characters are like high DPS. Well, in Skyrim, I somehow gravitate towards using a bow also. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, bows are really powerful, which makes sense. But not only that, when you get bonus damage for sneak attacks.
Yep.
So I usually when I play, I get to the shot where I can kill a dragon in just like 2 or 3 hits with a bow.
Yeah.
And so it gets not fun if you try to power level. So I'm trying not to power level on my playthrough.
That is exactly how I played Skyrim and Oblivion, is like stealth, rogue, and bows. And let me tell you, man, like that is the way to clear a cave of vampires is like bows. They don't even see you.
Yep, bows and invisibility potions in Oblivion.
Shooting them in the head repeatedly, and then going and
And they're
hiding
like,
for a while.
what was that?
What was that?
Turn invisible, and they're like, what? I just got shot in the head by an arrow.
I
guess I'll
love
just
it
stand
when you
here
get
so
that,
they
like,
see nothing.
yeah, 6 times stealth damage. You're like, oh yeah. You just see their health bar just. Woo.
I miss being able to create your own spells, though. That's something I was upset that they took out of Skyrim.
That was really fun, and I actually did that. It was funny because I wasn't very good at that in Oblivion. Because
in my opinion, it was even better in Morrowind.
yeah, I never really messed around with it in Morrowind, but in Oblivion, I definitely did it to like rolling a roguey stealth character, making an invisibility spell for myself. But because I wasn't very good at it, my invisibility spell was only for like 5 seconds. But as I went,
when you make your invisibility spell, you mix it with a chameleon spell. Which increases your stealth, so you're not invisible with that, but you're very well hidden.
Yeah, the thing with me was that as I leveled up, right, like my invisibility was really short, but my mana was really high, and my stealth was really awesome anyways. So I could basically just cast this thing like 20 times in a row, and then wait for my mana to, tick back up there, and stealth around normally, and then I could just use it again 20 times in a row.
Yep.
And it was easy enough, anyways. But yeah, Colleen, have you had time to play any games lately?
Yes, I have. Actually, I was playing Rayman. Can't remember which one. Rayman Legends for research.
For research.
Cool.
Oh.
Research is important.
It is.
Got to throw that out there in case the IRS was listening, right?
Research is just that much more awesome when you're a game developer. That's all.
Exactly. And I also played.
Sorry.
Actually, today I played a couple indie games. One called Boy and Pup, and it's by dang it, I can't remember his name. Of course, James St. Clair. But it's basically like a boy who goes in a haunted house, and he has a flashlight, and he has to dodge these ghosts that go back and forth and stuff, and he has to get the key and then go to the exit. But I was playing it on my iPod, and it's pretty fun. I don't know if I can find a picture real quick, but yeah, we'll have to have a link of it, though. But I played that, and I also played one called Black Tower Enigma.
Black Tower what?
Black Tower Enigma.
Black Tower Enigma.
And you're a troll, and you're like in this tower that has different steps in it, or different floors in it, and each floor has a different puzzle. But it's pixel art, and hold on, let me see.
Cool.
I can't. I don't know. I don't know how to do the screenshot thing.
But we'll post some links. That'll be the way to do it, I think.
Yeah, but it was pretty fun though. I enjoyed it.
Right on. So for me, I haven't really had a lot of time to play games. I've played maybe an hour or two in the last week. That is to say, like on my PS4 or whatever. I get in bits and on my phone here and there. Anyways, I finally got around to downloading and trying out Warframe on PS4, and honestly, I'm not really a big fan. There's a couple of things that kind of rub me the wrong way about it. One is this super crazy art style, where you look like, I don't know,
A
you
badass?
look like the Guyver.
Space
Do you guys know
ninja?
the Guyver?
MacGyver?
No, not MacGyver. The Guyver.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
It's this anime series from like the 90s.
Back when I used to watch anime and I don't know what it is.
Well, it was kind of like a mature anime. It had lots of gore in it.
Yep.
Where this guy
Kara
found
was my
like
favorite
this.
anime, so...
Oh yeah. And they made some live action movies out of it too that I think probably sucked. So, anyways, he's like this dude that finds like this alien suit of armor basically, and then he uses it to fight other alien dudes, and it's really gory, but that's basically what it reminds me of in Warframe. Is it's like the armor just looks like you're a ninja wrapped up in like alien viscera.
Yes.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yes.
So I feel like they succeeded.
Master Chief Ninja.
Yeah, it's really strange, and I don't know. I mean, if you guys are into that, that's cool. I'm just like, I kind of like the more like technical look that Destiny has over Warframe's like weird organic style to it. It's like just totally nuts.
Can you say that in a hipster voice?
That is my hipster voice. My normal hipster voice. That's all I got.
I just don't like it.
Anyways, and then so the other thing that the art style was like, meh, I wasn't really into it. But then the other thing that I'm not a big fan of is that the controls felt a little bit, what's the word? Loose, I guess, to me. Like it felt like running around.
Like a ninja?
Like a ninja.
It actually felt not like a
Oh,
ninja.
wall
It felt like you're kind of like, I don't know. It felt a little slow or a little like splashy or something. I don't know.
So throw back a few drinks, start running through the levels, and then tell me if it still feels weird.
All right. I
We're
got through
trying
the
to
tutorial
say,
level. That's all
Carl,
I've
that your
done, so-
opinion is incorrect.
What Sean is
And
trying
you
to
need
say
to
is,
reevaluate your opinion until it matches up with Sean's.
what Sean is saying is, my hair is a bird. Your argument is invalid.
Yes. Wait, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Anyway, okay, I will give you the benefit of like at least one more level, and then.
Well, you have to.
You should
have
play
to
with
join
us.
our hangout.
Yeah, you should play with us sometime.
Can we do crossplay? PC
Oh,
and
yeah.
PS4?
Wait,
I
don't know about that, actually.
Let me Google this.
I don't know. So, well, Justin's Googling that. Been playing a lot of Peggle, but we don't really need to go into that in too much detail. But the other thing that I was trying out on my phone today, I think it might have just dropped today or maybe yesterday, is Rovio has a new game out called Retry. And I think they actually already have a bunch of clones in the App Store, which is really sad and annoying. But it's kind of weird. It's kind of like Flappy Bird, but different enough that it's unique. You basically, it's pixelated, like got that kind of 16-bit style that Flappy Bird has. But you play as this little plane, and you tap to like accelerate, and then it like lifts you up, but there's kind of like a curve to it as your prop spins or whatever. And then if you tap too fast, you just do like a loop-de-loop in the air. So, and if you do that, it starts to get kind of like tough to straighten out again. Anything you hit, you die, and you have to start over. And you have to try to get to the end of the level. You can collect coins on your way, and then you try to land at the airstrip on the other end. And so Yeah, I don't know. I tried it out a little bit today. Personally, not really a big fan. Oh, Colleen's drinking her 40.
She's smashed right now, actually. Just gonna throw that out
It's
there.
tea. It's tea. Don't worry.
I have to go to the bathroom though.
She's gonna pour one out for the homies. Anyways, so yeah, this retry game, I wasn't a big fan. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like kind of like Flappy Bird, but not really. And I played a few levels of it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not into it. So I deleted it off my phone. I'd be interested to see what other people think of it when they're playing, giving it a shot. But anyways, unless anyone else has topics of interest, I think we can start wrapping things up.
Hold on.
Oh.
Okay, someone
It's a
named
cat.
Sorry, Colleen. Vera's cat was up on the desk. That was funny.
John Nathan on Twitter told me to eat a banana and a butter slice and Ritz crackers. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Oh, gee, no.
Oh.
So I'm gonna tell him what it tastes like.
And just for you listeners / viewers who don't know, this isn't something random that someone asked her to eat. This is something that she regularly eats and posted on Twitter about. I don't think she
Not the
believed that she
banana
would eat
part.
something
Not the
like
banana
this.
part.
All right,
Okay.
let her do it live.
All right, I'll click on Colleen's there, so she's gonna pop up.
It's not something I would eat every day.
Oh, that's
But
What is that?
disgust right there. Look at that.
So gross.
She does
that's
not
not
like
bad.
it.
Not bad.
Oh my god, I still need to eat breakfast, you know?
It's not bad at all. No, it's good.
It's weird because it's like this is our first step to becoming like indie development / epic mealtime podcast.
It's like I have
Did
a
you just
banana
tweet
kind of
this?
full-
Did you just tweet that about to eat a banana and butter slice between 2 Ritz crackers soon? Come check it out.
As we get 30,000 new views or something.
Yeah,
That
that'll
butter
be
slice.
the new thing. That'll be our unique, our unique service or our unique selling point is that this is the podcast where we talk about indie games development and eating weird shit.
Yeah, we'll call you next week. Stay tuned.
I think to be fair, we all have to start eating weird stuff.
Oh, we
Sorry,
could
guys.
we could have like a round
Okay,
robin
just for
style.
Nathan, I want to say that it's melt in your mouth, banana-y, with the saltiness.
That sounds disgusting, I have to say. Oh, I'm not really a big fan of the weird food combos. My wife is all about the weird food combos, and she's got me to try them, and I have to admit, sometimes they're pretty good, but most of the
You
time they
have
sound
all
weird.
weird food in the States. I mean,
Yeah. We don't really have that many weird food combinations up in Canada. We just combine maple syrup with everything.
No, you guys have
Yes.
do what is it with
Poutine?
I don't
Yeah,
even know
what
what
do
that
you
is, but probably no with like French fries instead of ketchup.
Yeah, poutine.
Poutine.
It's awesome.
Wait, what is poutine?
It's French fries with gravy and cheese curds.
No, that's not what I was talking about. That
Oh, really?
actually sounds interesting. No, it's like a malt vinegar or something. Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah. Put
It's
vinegar
something
in.
weird, yeah. Like, because I lived in upstate New York for several years, and so I went up into Canada often, and we stopped at some restaurant. I don't remember where it was, but it was just some little place, and so I got a burger and fries, and I expected ketchup to come with it, and they brought it out with a bottle of malt vinegar, and I was like, what? And it
You guys never do that? I mean, it's not
No,
super widespread.
I don't
but-
think it's a Canadian thing because Five Guys burgers and fries, they have malt vinegar there, and that they're all over America. So I don't think it's a Canadian thing. But
They do?
That was-
I've never seen that.
yeah, I've seen them on the East and West Coast. Five Guys have
Oh
had.
yeah,
So.
they do have that, don't they?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so I don't think it's a Canadian thing. That just Canada was the first time I'd ever seen that. So maybe I'm sheltered, but yeah, like,
Well,
yeah, I don't
it
know.
could be. I don't know. Like, most of the people I know just have ketchup on their fries.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's
Geez,
not
ketchup.
weird to see vinegar with the fries. I don't know.
Long John Silver's used to have it, at least. They probably do still, but that's the only place I've ever seen it, and it's gross.
See, this is how we transition into indie development and weird food stuff. So, anyway. Yeah. So I guess we should wrap things up. We're
Sure.
over an hour, so thank you guys for listening. I see that we have viewers this week, so thank you all for watching. We have more viewers than it could possibly be all of us watching YouTube at the same time, so thank you for tuning in. And I hope it was interesting. And yeah, so I am Carl. My Twitter handle is Carl, K-A-R-Y-L. If you want to give me some feedback or anyone else feedback, it's get at us on Twitter. Colleen is Spaz Chickens, S-P-A-Z, Chickens with an S on the end. Justin is Justin35F. Sean is Mr. Duprey, M-R-D-E-P-R-E-Y. And yeah, like I said, if you have any thoughts on the podcast, likes, dislikes, suggestions, get at us on Twitter. And Vera is, if I'm remembering correctly, the Lackmaker, L-A-K-M-A-K-E-R on Twitter. So check her out. Check out Beta Wave Radio. That's got its own Twitter account. I think it's just Beta Wave Radio, isn't it?
We also have a Twitter account.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys should check that out. Thank you, Vera, for joining us this week. It was good having you on.
Yeah, it was fun. So, and it's morning, and I'm hungry, and
Well,
Some of this.
I got.
thank you for getting up early to join.
Ooh.
And stay away from the bananas and Ritz crackers and butter. Butter.
Also-
Oh.
Just prepare a sandwich with chocolate sprinkles. That's way better.
Sounds
Also,
good.
indieteamup.com.
Yeah.
Yes, IndieTeamUp.com is now live, so
Thank
check
you
it out.
to the I think it was like 6 people that signed up during this podcast. So shout out to you guys. Thanks.
Awesome.
Thank
for
you.
coming up.
Specifically to JICU, in the description. It's amazing. I linked it in our Hangout.
Cool. All right, well, thank you for joining us this week, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you next week.
Right.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.